everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I want to do a video that may be an unpopular opinion in the writing community, but here it goes. I'm going to say it. I do not want to be a full-time writer. I don't. Wait, don't go anywhere. Wait, don't go anywhere because I want to explain what I mean by that. I love writing, don't get me wrong. I love writing. But I do not want to be a full-time writer. And I know that is like the goal for so many writers out there. And I get it. It's wonderful if you can do something that you love. Like if you can have a job that you love, you will never feel like you're working at all because, you know, you're doing something that you love. And yeah, I get that. I get that. Okay, now let me just say this. If I was rich, if I didn't have to worry about money, if I didn't have to worry about paying any bills, if I didn't have to worry about putting food on the table or keeping a roof above my head, if I didn't have to worry about any of that, if I had like a spouse who made a lot of money and like I didn't have to work, you know, if I had someone who was supporting me financially, if I didn't have to worry about money basically, then yeah, yes, absolutely. Being a full-time writer would be awesome. It really would. It would be wonderful. But being a full-time writer is a lot of work. It is so much work. If you are writing full-time and that is your job and that is what you use to pay the bills and to keep a roof above your head, oh my gosh, that's stressful, y'all. That is so stressful. And I don't think I would want to do that. I mean, if you had asked me like maybe 10, 15 years ago if I wanted to be a full-time writer, I would have said yes, absolutely. Because back then, I was working jobs that I did not like. I worked in insurance for a long, long time in insurance claims. And it was a very stressful job. Because nobody who has an insurance claim is happy, and so they always call and they're upset, and it was so stressful. And then like every time we had like a storm, a hurricane, or you know whatever, we had like so many claims to handle, and it was just so stressful. And then like before that, I was a teacher, and yeah, that's a stressful job, and I can't even imagine how stressful teaching is right now with the pandemic going on. But back when I was teaching, yeah, it was still pretty stressful. So yeah, if you had asked me back then if I would want to be a full-time writer, I would have said absolutely because I hated those jobs. But now, actually, I'm in a job that I really love. I work in a library. I pay book invoices and I do interlibrary loan and I like count like all the money, like when people come in and they pay their fines and they pay their, you know, like if they lose a book and they have to pay for it, like all the money that they pay to us, I count. Like I feel like I'm playing Monopoly every morning because I'm counting money. I love my job. I like being surrounded by books and I can just like go downstairs and grab a book off the shelf. And it's like being in a library is like being in a bookstore where like all the books are free. It's a really nice job. I love the job that I'm at and I finally am happy with where I am in my life. And so it's a job that will pay my bills. It'll pay my mortgage. It'll pay for my car. And it's going to be the job that I'm going to retire, you know, with. So yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to quit my full-time job to be a writer because it's a steady income, basically, is what I'm getting at. It's a steady paycheck. I know I'm going to be paid. I know how much I'm going to be paid. And it's never like, you know, a surprise because you can't guarantee how many books you're going to sell, right? You can't, if you're a writer and you're a full-time writer, you have got to work. You've got to do constant advertising. You've got to be pumping out the books, right? Because if you stop publishing books, then, you know, you're not going to make any more money. You're not going to have any more product. And so you've got to keep producing that product to make money. You've got to keep advertising to get more people to buy your product. That's just too stressful. I don't think I can live that way because I don't want to, you know, wonder, you know, am I going to sell enough books this month, you know, so that I can pay my mortgage or, am I gonna sell enough, to pay my bills, what if an emergency comes up, what if I get sick and I need, that safety net, right? Because if you're a full-time writer, guess what? You've got to get your own health insurance, and there's just so many things to think about if you want to be a full-time writer. And I honestly don't want to go through that stress because I've got a job that I like, and writing is just I don't want to say writing is just my hobby. It started out as a hobby, but writing is really just like my part-time job, basically. It's my, the job my second job, sure, but I only do it like part-time because I'm not a full-time writer. I'm not quitting my day job. But you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with being a part-time writer because, now I can have the freedom to write what I want to write. I can publish when I want to publish, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm not making enough sales this month. I'm not gonna make enough money. And so it's really like it's less stressful that way, to be completely honest. Now, I mean, if you want to be a full-time writer, if that is your dream and you don't mind all the hard work that goes into it, by all means go for it. But me personally, I don't want to do that, I like to say that I will be a full-time writer when I retire. When I retire from the library, yes, absolutely, then by then I will be a full-time writer. So hopefully by then I will have like a backlist of books, and I will be making more of a steady income from my writing, so I can retire comfortably, and maybe do some traveling, and hopefully we'll be able to travel by then, right? God, I hope so. I mean, this pandemic seems to be going on forever. So I want to know, do you want to be a full-time writer? What do you think? Like, yay, nay, no opinion. I do remember when I was in high school, I dreamed of being a writer. Actually, I dreamed a lot about being a soap opera writer. I wanted to write for the soaps, but then when I discovered fanfic, like that was fine. That was good enough for me. Fanfic was fine. I didn't have to move to California to write for General Hospital or anything like that, But, and then like I wanted to I wanted to minor in creative writing when I was in college, but I was unable to do that because, unfortunately, due to my course load, because I was an education major, I had too much on my plate, and my advisor said that I could not minor in creative writing, and I was really, really bummed about that. But now looking back, I mean, it's okay. It turned out for the best, actually, to be honest, because I don't like writing from prompts. I kind of like writing my own thing. Okay, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and do leave me a comment. Let me know if you are interested in being a full-time writer, or if you are like me and you don't want to have to do all that work, because man, it is so hard. I mean, I can imagine. The reason why I think I have an idea what it's like to be a full-time writer is because I listen to so many podcasts of people who are full-time writers, and they talk about doing all this advertising, and they're so prolific when they're writing, and I'm like, oh gosh. I think if I have to sit down and write for 8 hours, I would go crazy. I would go crazy. I can't write for that long. I can't sit down and write for hours and hours and hours on end. Like, I need a break. So yeah, not gonna be a full-time writer, but I'm okay with that. Except when I retire, then I will be a full-time writer. Alright, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!